What's up, strongest men, women, and children from blocks all around the world? I am my block strongest man. And today we're here with breaking news from World's Strongest Man 2021. Unfortunate news. So if you missed it, a few hours ago, probably 5 hours ago, Graham Hicks announced on his Instagram that he needs to withdraw from World's Strongest Man 2021 due to a nagging injury. It seems like he injured his groin a few weeks ago, and it got aggravated when he was practicing in the boneyard with some of the implements leading into this year's contest, and regrettably needs to withdraw. So very sad breaking news there from World's Strongest Man 2021. I was really looking forward to watching Graham compete. He was doing some incredible things with keg over bar, sandbag over bar, deadlift, and things like that in prep that were really impressive, as you saw in my previous videos. So I really wanted to see how he would do this year. He had some unfortunate circumstances leading into the finals last year as well. So heart goes out to Graham Hicks. Hope you have a speedy recovery, and next year is more fortunate for you, and the cards lay out in a more fortunate, better fashion. So that's our news today. So what does that lead us to? Who takes his place? Well, I've heard all along that the first alternate for anybody who wouldn't be able to make it to World's Strongest Man is Gabriel Pena. That was Gabe's impression when he and I spoke. And again, this is not confirmed. I have no idea. But if Gabe were to be the alternate, this is him practicing with the fingers in the boneyard yesterday. He is there on premises. He did fly out. And so Gabe is there practicing. This is him with the other guys, with Evan Singleton, Travis, Trey, and Bobby Thompson. And as we go through, here is the Texas Titan, Gabe Pena, practicing his squat. So this is a 700-pounder for a single. That's around the weight that will be happening at World's Strongest Man for his group. So his group gets squat, not deadlift, if indeed he is the one chosen to replace Graham, and if indeed they make a direct replacement into Group 1 instead of shuffling things around. So all of these are up in the air parameters that, of course, we're not sure about yet. But one rep, I would say, it looks like he could do more, but it doesn't look by any means easy or that he would win this event. So going through some more, Gabe actually has some awesome pictures of hiking and things like that you should check out. But if his group were to have deadlift, the other guys would be in trouble. Gabe is among one of the best deadlifters in the world right now. He did exceptionally well at last year's World's Strongest Man with the deadlift, I believe being second in his group, and has only improved from there. He's been working on deadlift ever since he had to leave World's Strongest Man unexpectedly with that heart issue, unfortunately, last year. But, from everything we've spoken about, he is fully recovered, raring to go, has been prepping all along as if he was competing. And it seems like, once again, if the rumors are true that he is the first alternate, that he's going to get his chance now. So unfortunate that his group doesn't get deadlift, because Gabe excels there and would end up giving the other guys all they can handle. This is him practicing with a loadable finger. So I didn't know that they made loadable fingers. That's a really cool idea. And I think it's Texas Power Concepts here that makes it. So he worked his way up to a 500-pound loaded finger. He's not going super fast, but trying to get the technique right. Seems to have the technique down. Not rushing between reps here, taking his time. But again, that could be balanced out with he won't be tired for the next rep. So kind of taking that into consideration. He looks fairly strong with a fairly heavy finger. And then that other post was when he first got it, before he was loading it. It's 410 pounds empty, and it's plate loadable again. So this is Gabe doing what he calls light work for the overhead medley, 290-pound circus barbell into a 280 axle and a 185 dumbbells. So again, trying to get the technique right. And who's to say what his peak would be, but he looks, smooth here and steady. And then as you scroll through some more, here's some safety squatting, so much lighter weight for higher reps here. Here's some dumbbell work, 120 pounds again for high reps, 10 reps here. And axle deadlift, again, Gabe is among the best deadlifters in the world. He's doing 905 for 4 here on a 16.5-inch, but he did 900 pounds on a 9-inch for 3. So very, very strong. So what does that tell us in terms of what we think will happen at World's Strongest Man if Gabe Pena is in fact the replacement for the unfortunate situation that went with Graham Hicks, where he had to pull out, and where we think he's going to fall. So let's go ahead and share my Block Strongest spreadsheet and look at, if you haven't seen my latest predictions, these are my new revised predictions after my discussion with Big Laws. I have Brian winning Group 1. I have Maxime going through as well because of a stone off. So Brian and Maxime I have coming in tied with each other, and then that tie gets broken on a count back to the pickaxe, which I have Brian doing better than Maxime. So Brian would outright win Group 1. Maxime and Ivar's end up in a stone off that I think Maxime wins because he's been focusing a whole year on stones and has improved quite a bit there. So that's what I had. I had Ivar's third, and that could go either way. Ivar's is really strong and has been looking incredible at WUS Bahrain and in other places very recently. So that could go either way. I edged it out for Maxime. Then I had Travis in fourth place and Graham in fifth. I actually had Graham doing better until Big Laws kind of talked me down and told me he doesn't like the axle here and there and everywhere. And so the question becomes, if Gabe were to be fit into Group 1, where does he fit in? Does he win the group? I don't think so. I mean, yes, he's been practicing all along, but you can't say he's going to beat somebody with the experience of Brian Shaw, who, as we've all seen, has made improvements himself on an already incredibly stellar and illustrious career of a guy who dominates in many areas. So you can't say he's going to win, but where would he do well? Again, it's unfortunate this group doesn't have deadlift. Unfortunate for Gabe Pena, because he would win the deadlift in this group, I believe. The group with Chris Van der Linde in it maybe is another story. That's a stacked, I think, Chris, Adam Bishop, and a bunch of guys that are powerhouse deadlifters. I think Constantine, they're all in that group. But this group's a little bit different. Good deadlifters, but not among the world's best. So Gabe would win a deadlift. So he kind of suffers in that he would get the squat here. The Fingles finger, I think Brian still wins. Travis probably still gets second. Gabe maybe can fit himself in the middle of the pack there. So he could probably pick up 3 points on Fingles finger. Overhead medley, again, we saw him working with a little bit lighter weight than what we'd see at contest. He did very well, fine with that. We just don't have any evidence to say what would happen when he peaks, right? He had to leave World's Strongest Man early last year due to that heart issue. And so we didn't get to a full body of knowledge to see what he would do in a competition like this in this format with an overhead medley. Pickaxe, again, is hard to pick for anybody. Gabe has a strong upper body, but a lot of guys do and don't do well at this. So I had Travis Ortmeyer winning this event, Ivar second, and then I had Brian third. I don't know. I honestly don't know where Gabe would fit in here. I didn't see him practice this, and I don't want to make a wild guess. So your guess is as good as mine in terms of where Gabe would fit in there. So would Gabe Pena, jumping in here, has he prepped enough and done the work and gotten himself ready enough to be able to compete in this group, which I've said all along I think is the toughest group out of World's Strongest Man 2023. Group 1 is World's Strongest Man 2021, toughest group. I was listening to a podcast that mentioned 2023 a minute ago, so I got confused. So anyway, anybody in the audience, in the comments, let me know in the comments below what you think. Would Gabe Pena be competitive in this group? My answer is yes, of course he'd be competitive. I don't think he'd have enough to win the group or get himself into a potential stone off just because of Brian Shaw's exceptional pedigree added together with his incredible work ethic that he's put in this year to improve even further. Maxime's great improvements in a variety of areas, including stone, overhead pressing, and squatting. And Ivar's demonstrated excellence in competition, including WUS Bahrain very recently. So let me know in the comments below if you think I'm right on track, not on track, if you've heard something different about who would be the replacement for Graham. And again, Graham, I was really, really looking forward to seeing you this year compete. Bad fortune last year, bad fortune this year. I wish you a speedy recovery, and very sad to not be able to see you show off your incredible skills. So I hope to see you again soon, and we'll talk to you next time where we'll see who are the finalists for this year's World's Strongest Man, and we'll adjust our predictions. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this. And of course, as always, until next time, ciao, homie.